This store was closed for over 5 years because the past owner failed, but now it's mine. It was completely abandoned. It had been empty for multiple years. There wasn't a single roll of toilet paper in this place. I thought to myself, why is this failed? Why can't anybody make it work? And today I'm gonna show you why, but more importantly, why I decided to bet on this store. I really wanted this store for a couple reasons. First, it was 2018. At the time, I had 3 locations, and this store just fit perfectly into our footprint. It was convenient to where I live. And it was part of this bigger plan that I had that ultimately today got us to 35 locations, which is we geographically want to be as tight as possible. So once you start driving around this location, it's pretty apparent why it failed and why it was abandoned. And it starts with this shop. Right across the street, we've got a Pep Boys, major competitor. AutoZone just went in there. And here we have Mavis, one of our big competitors, selling tires. And just another 2 buildings down, we've got a Firestone, another major competitor, and a Jiffy Lube for getting your quick oil change done. So there are 8 competitors all within a few mile radius. What the heck? Remove card, bro. I can't. Oh, I got it. So this is one of those competitors behind me today. A local independent gas station, as you can see, is completely shut down. And I'm gonna show you, there's 2 other stores besides this one, all within a football throw that have all shut down. And honestly, that's part of a lot of the fear, I think, is you drive by, you see these shut down businesses, and you have to like make this decision. Should I go in there? Should I invest? And it was the same thing that I went through a couple years ago.
What do you see when you see like empty stores here that other people don't?
I mean, honestly, it's traffic, right? There's a couple things. So number one, it's the amount of traffic. So we're on the side road. We're on the main road, just down there a little bit. So it's better than this. But number one, that's what I'm looking for is there a ton of retail traffic to buy? Is there fast food? We're like by a Sonic. We're not that far from like an Arby's and a Chick-fil-A and a Wawa. So like if there's all these other competitors there, they've done analysis, and if like I want to be on that major road and we have like a great spot on a corner, let alone a side street. So that's the first thing. All right, here's store number 2 by us that bit the dust. Let's check it out. Yeah, so this was another store, a major competitor. They have like 1,000 stores across the country. Well, again, we're less than a half a mile from our store. This was operating for years before we got here. Now it's closed. Funny enough, they actually reached out to us and asked if we wanted to buy this location, but we couldn't have 2 stores that close. That'd be a little silly. Here's another competitor, GS Tire Co., another independent. But you can see like on this road, we've got great visibility, right? So we got nice sign, bright red, good parking lot. I'm going to show you now the last store. That's all kind of within this tight radius. So there's the Pep Boys that I talked about earlier. That's kind of their entrance and their service bays. So this used to be a Goodyear for many years, and then Goodyear had another brand they tried that was called Roll, which they did like mobile tire service. Like we'll come to you and change your tires like at your work or home or whatever. Which is, it's funny enough, a lot of companies have tried that. Every single one of them have failed. Here it is. Big store, look at this thing. It's tough business, you know? Yeah, so here is store, I think we're up to 7 stores, all right around us. Another one that's closed though. This is the 3rd store of the 7 who have fallen, while we're still going strong. So all these other stores are closing while we're having record months. We're serving more customers, and I want to show you exactly how we're doing it differently. Ultimately what really gave us the confidence to go ahead and make this move. So as part of my decision process to say, do I want to open this abandoned store? There's a couple things I did. So I saw all these competitors, and initial thoughts are like, I don't want to be here because of that, right? I knew about the store for 4 years before I made that decision. And then one day I was like, well, let me try something. And here's what I did.
Pep Boys Trooper, this is Tyler. I can help you.
I was hoping to get my brakes checked out today.
If you can definitely drop it off with me, I can definitely try to get it looked at today. I am running a little behind with work due to the staff. But, the ones I can do is try to do my best, unless you want to schedule for Thursday at my next opening.
Thursday? No, I mean, they're kind of grinding, so that means money.
All right. Yeah, like I said, if you want to bring it in at some point, leave it with me for a little while. I'll try to get it done, throughout the day. Otherwise, I can only, try my best.
Got it. And how much are brakes normally?
Depending on if they need rotors or not. If it just needs pads labor is about $249.99.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Alrighty. Not a problem.
So that's what I did. I started calling these guys, and one by one, and we'll call the others. None of them are that good. Even this guy, grinding brakes for an auto repair shop is like great money, easy work, high margin. You know, customers obviously need it. You know, all of a sudden they're talking about staffing issues. He gives a price. The guy doesn't ask for an appointment. He said, "Hey, you coming in? I'll bring it in. I'll move stuff around." Right? It's like, and let's call another one here. Let's call that Firestone down the street. That was Pep Boys. Hopefully, I don't come up automating the system.
Thank you for calling Firestone Complete Auto Care located at 2738 Ridge Pike, Norristown. Please listen carefully as our menu options have recently changed.
Oh, brother.
How you doing? I got a question. How much are brakes?
Front brakes, rear brakes.
Oh, I don't know.
Guides, rotors.
They're just grinding. It's a Honda Accord 08.
What model is it? Is it an EL, EXL, LX?
I think it's an LX, yeah.
LX?
Yeah. All right. This is like all wrong. We're gonna call one of my stores next, and they better not F this up. We train people. I got it muted. Don't worry.
Is it a sedan or a coupe?
It's a sedan.
He was quiet during that whole thing too.
The goal is to not get the price. The goal is to get the appointment, right? And so that's what we train people on. It's like somebody calls, what they really want, if they're calling just a price shop, I don't know, people want to get the cars fixed. Nobody really cares about the price. What they care about is, can I trust this person, right? And so...
Do you trust that guy?
No, he's just going to give me a price, and I'm going to say thank you, and I bet you $1 he is not going to ask me for the appointment.
Why didn't he just tell you to come in?
That's the thing, right? With a lot of these, the bar is very low, and a lot of shops struggle with this, and it's honestly a huge focus of ours is phone training, because a lot of people do call before they come in, and then they have experiences like this where it's like, I just want a place that I can know and get my car done and fixed and cheap, like a good price. So it's so painful.
I'm gonna count.
Do we listen to our calls sometimes? It's up. We have, you know, they're not all perfect, but the dead silence is kills you.
I'm gonna calculate how much dead silence this call is. What are we at?
We're at 3 minutes. When can I come in?
Probably looking at around Friday right now. Saturday.
Friday, Saturday. No, today's Tuesday, right?
Yes.
And you're booked up all today and all tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Thanks. It's terrible. All right. Let's call one of my stores in a minute. So you heard both those calls. What's your take? Would have you been excited to go visit them, or think like, I don't know, maybe I should find someone else? Auto service is like daunting enough, and the phone call is often the first interaction that we have. And so it's just a huge focus and emphasis of us. And honestly, why, you know, we've been successful is that first interaction and making sure we do it right. Mickey D's. It's a funny story. Years ago, when I was like a little kid, I got hit by a car. I got ran over by a car. In the hospital I stayed at was right down the street. Family members or whoever would bring me McDonald's and like Happy Meals. Still have my parents still have the Happy Meal toys. It was like Fred Flintstones back in the day. But yeah, I was like 6 years old.
You just said funny story. I got hit by a car. That's not a story.
Well, the funny story is I think that's the last time I've eaten at that McDonald's. We're calling the competitors. They're so bad.
They're so bad. This whole block.
Do Firestone. We call Firestone and ask how much brakes were.
Yeah.
You know, it took 3 minutes. He's like, it's probably like $500 for pads and rotors. And he's like, I can get you in Friday or Saturday.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I was like, it's Tuesday. All right, so now let's call one of my stores. You know, we're gonna use Ryan's phone here so they don't see my name in the caller ID. And let's just see how they do. If he gives me a price, I'm gonna be not happy.
Thank you for calling Midas and Strasburg. Dylan speaking. How can I help you today?
Hey Dylan, can I get a price on some brakes?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have time today to bring it in so we can give you a free brake evaluation?
Yeah, you guys aren't too busy?
No, we're not too busy. I have appointment times today for 12, 1, or 2 o'clock, as well as 3.
12, 1, 2. Okay. Do you have approximate like price or what you think it could be? They're kind of grinding, but I don't know if it's front or back.
If they're grinding, definitely would always advise bringing it in for that estimate just so we can get eyes on, see if it's the pad, the rotor, what's going on with it, and then we can give you an estimate within 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, that seems fair.
Do you want me to schedule an appointment for that 12, 1, or 2?
Okay, let me call you right back. Let me check my wife.
No problem. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Bye. All right, They did pretty good, right? I asked for a price, immediate deflects to like, we don't know what's wrong with it, bring it in, 12, 1 or 2. That is exactly what we actually trained them to do, is give 3 times. And again, I asked for the price, deflects again of like, listen, we don't know, which is the truth, right? Like anybody can give you a price over the phone. Like Pep Boys tells me it's just pads, but if it's grinding, like it's probably more than pads. It's almost worse to give a low price to get somebody in than tell them it's a lot more. And then other guys, you know, they like the Firestone said, all right, $500. So we give them this big price, but nobody knows what it's going to be. He also hit the point on the free brake evaluation, which, you know, some of them charge, some of them don't. It's all about like clarity and getting them in there. And this is like, I try to make the business as simple as possible. And we think about like the phones are the simplest thing. Just like get the customer in the door. The more people we can get through the door, and then they can have a good experience, they're going to buy, right? And you know, if we can repeat that process, like that's the whole point of a franchise, and like why we're successful. We have 35 stores and we're going to continue to grow, is like we have a systematic way to get customers in, to build trust, to sell the work, and then ultimately, you know, to get the jobs fixed by great skilled mechanics. So let's call another store and see how they do. All right, let's try another one.
Good morning, my name is Tiger Rockaway. This is Check. How can I help you?
I got a question. How much are brakes?
Do you know what exactly? I mean, can you bring it in so we can just do a free inspection and then let you know if you just need pads or anything else?
Okay.
Would you have time today? I'll come to you for 12 o'clock. Like in
For
half
12 o'clock, like a half hour from now? And do you think if they're like grinding, do you think it's like, is that going to cost more?
I mean, you know, if it's grinding, most likely just pad, maybe rotors, I would say, and then, yeah.
Okay.
Before we get worse to the calculus or something like that.
Okay, thanks for your help. Yep, bye.
All right, bye.
All right, he did awesome. He almost gave us a price, but then he said nope. He said no. He said wait. He called us. He said whoa, I shouldn't do that. And then he asked today. That's the whole thing. Is bring it in today. So we're 2 for 2 of calling our stores to say bring it in today, where our competitors said Tuesday to Friday or Saturday, or you know that guy was like you could drop it up. The Pep Boys guy was like you can come in, but chances are I'm not going to be able to get to it. So anyway, super proud of both of them. You know, we spent a ton of time phoning, training. What's one of the things we built this whole custom. I can actually show you this too. It's pretty cool. So every single phone call that comes into our stores through the online numbers gets recorded, and then this software that we have will transcribe the call. So for example, our call will show up here within probably 5 minutes, and we can look at the call. We can see. I mean, we built this thing. This is all custom built, by the way. Who the customer is. So it takes the phone number and it pulls our database and says their lifetime spend. We can see what they wanted. So this person called and had the keyword appointment. We can listen to the call, and it then shows the transcript like a text message of the caller and the agent, you know, the customer and us going back and forth and back and forth. We then track by store who has the highest appointment percentage. So we look at calls that come in. We measure, do we think this was a bookable call? Yes or no? Like, so if a customer's just asking, you know, they want an update on their car, it's not really a bookable call because they're looking for a status update, right? But somebody calls for a price, like the brakes or tires and oil, whatever, it flags it as an opportunity, and then the AI is then monitoring to know, did we attempt to bring them in? And we're always looking for today. Can you bring in your car today? This is pretty new. We've only had this for this part of it for a few months. But you know, the philosophy on driving phones, the importance in training has been literally forever. Like back to 2018, this is like what I looked for. You know, just get good at the phones and everything else will be okay. To be honest, Pep Boys and Firestone and Mavis and all the major competitors essentially have the same exact software or very similar to analyze phone calls. But it goes back to like, just because you have the tool doesn't mean you use it. Versus our guys, like we pound it. We literally have weekly meetings where the managers will get on with one of our district managers or the top performers or our COO, CEO, and we'll run through calls. Like we'll pick good calls, bad calls, what you could have done better, and we just go from there. It's just so important to go back to all the basics, and it starts on the phones. So the insight and the thing that really gave me confidence specifically for this abandoned shop was calling the competitors, really realizing how low the bar was. And that my thing was like, listen, I don't need to be the giant and the best in the world. I just need to be better than everybody else. And it was kind of a low bar. And I mean, obviously we're smashing them out. If everyone else was crushing it on the phones and then I called my stores and felt like we suck, I don't think I would have done it, to be totally honest. And so I think that's part of it, is recognizing what makes you successful, comparing yourself to the competitors in that regard, and then just knowing you're going to win in the end if you just keep pressing. Yeah, so earlier I mentioned how having the store was important because it helped fill in the footprint. You know, a lot of our, I would say, synergies come because they're so close together, which allows us to transfer employees or people move. For example, we have a guy here who used to work at one of our stores about 45 minutes away from here, but he moved and doesn't want to make a 45-minute drive on the highway every day when he could work 15 minutes to come here. When we think about marketing and how we can saturate the area with direct mail, if you haven't watched that video I made, go check it out. We spend $700,000 a year on direct mail. We get $20 out for every dollar that we put in. That's a big part of it. When we get people together, when we do trainings, and when we leverage vendors for better prices so we can have better margins, and there's all these reasons that just make it so much easier to run the business when they're very consolidated. I have this map here. I love making these custom Google Maps where every one of these pin drops is one of our stores. So as of today, it's 35. So these are the first 2 stores I bought in 2016. We bought this store down by the airport in 2017, and then here in East Norton, 2018 of April. For us, it did a really good job kind of filling in, putting the edges kind of on this territory that we were going after. Then from there, we continued to acquire everything that we could here within Philly, and then expanded out to northern New Jersey and Allentown. This was a critical store though, and it also was the first store that I ever built from zero. A lot of the other deals we've done have been acquisitions where we're buying existing, mostly profitable stores, and we're just making them better. Versus this one was totally from zero, on day one. Now in 26 going forward, that's one of our main strategies, is opening new stores, because we've acquired almost everything we can. And this store and a few of the others have really built that confidence. So how do you make that decision of what to buy when you see a shop or you see a business that's closed and you ask yourself, does this have potential? And let me show you even here. Location matters a lot when you get into a retail-based business. We're retail, right? We need people driving by and seeing us. I mean, we look at this intersection. There's gonna be thousands and thousands of cars that go by, and yes, we do have Pep Boys right here. We do have Mavis and Firestone and Jiffy Lube and closed down competitors that way. But at the end of the day, every single one of these cars needs work. If their check engine light comes on, if the brakes go, whatever it is, and we're here and we nail the phones, we're gonna get the business. And so once again, I try to keep it as simple as I can. Also focus on the things that I can control. I can't control how good the competitors are. I can't control the traffic, right? But we can control how we handle it and how we execute it. And so I just want to put our team in the best position to succeed, give them the tools of reading, the training, the expectations, and then just go from there. So if you enjoyed this video, check out this one that YouTube thinks you'll like, and grab my free playbook below in the description, where I give away some more questions that I look at when wanting to find opportunities like this one.